and today we're going to talk about Photoshop blending modes. Blending modes are a nice alternative to Photoshop filters because they're lighter, they're easier to use, they allow for almost unlimited experimentation, and they don't bog a file down or increase file sizes like some Photoshop filters will.
Today we're going to learn how to use blending modes with layers, how to change colors on solid color layers, and how to change opacity and rearrange layers. So it's really just very basic stuff in Photoshop.
So here I have my horse drawing open in Photoshop. And the first thing I'm going to do is create a new layer. So here with the Layers panel open, I'm going to go down here and click on the Create a New Layer icon. There's my new layer. I'm going to make this layer into a solid color layer. So to do that, with this layer selected, I'm going to go down to this half dark, half light circle. Click on that, and from the drop-down menu, I'm going to select solid color. The default should be black. I'm going to go ahead and choose turquoise. So I'm going to move the hue up to turquoise and then click inside the color picker, and that's pretty vibrant. There we go. So now that I have my color layer, I can mess around with blending modes. Blending modes are right here where it says normal, and if you click on the carets, you can see your whole list of different blending modes. And if I click off of normal, you'll see now it has a little bit of a blue aura around it, which means that this field is now selected. And what I can do is use my arrow keys to basically cycle up and down that menu without going into it every single time. So with my arrow keys, I'm going to start cycling through the blending modes, and you'll start to see the picture coming through the color. Next, we're going to discuss some of the ways that you can experiment with Photoshop blending modes. So one way that we can experiment is simply by messing around with the different colors that we can apply on our solid color layer. To change colors, all you have to do is double click on the color thumbnail here, and the color picker comes up. And then by simply using the hue slider, you can see that I can get some pretty extreme different effects just by changing the color. So I think what I want, I'm going to grab a pink here. There we go. Now I'm going to turn the pink to an overlay. And then I'm going to experiment by adding another color. I'm going to try a second layer here, and I'm going to turn that layer into a solid color. And then I'm going to turn that into a green. There we go. I'm going to double click on the blending modes and then use my arrows to start cycling through them. And you should see some mixing of the green and pink hues. And if I like a particular effect, but perhaps I want a little less green in my image, I can just select my green layer and go to the opacity up here, and on the opacity slider, just bring it down a bit. You can start to see the pink showing through a little bit more. So I can adjust layers that way. Another way to adjust layers too is to just simply rearrange them, and you'll get different effects. So say I can take this green layer and I can pull it underneath the pink layer, and I'll get a slightly different effect too. I might want to bring that opacity back up. And I might want to change the overlay, the blending mode on the pink layer, to something else. So the nice thing about this is that it allows you to experiment in kind of a safe place. So if you make a mistake, if you do something that you don't particularly like, you can just simply turn that layer off and return to your original drawing. Or you can take this layer and you can just return to normal on your blending mode menu, and that will also take away any effects. So it's a really great place to just kind of experiment with some of the crazy stuff that you can create using blending modes, and it's very effective and can be really fun. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video today. Happy experimenting, and thanks for watching.